there was a little bit that was left over on Clutzy's arm from when we were in here putting the strawberries in. I was telling someone the story the other day. It sounds pretty easy. It's just like a big goon sack that goes into a little hole, but until you actually hold a 20-kilo goon sack.
So awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty awkward, yeah. But we managed to get it in
That was a third of the quantity of strawberries.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So.
The intro session. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Beer with the Brewer and the bloody brilliant beers, boys.
Yeah.
Darcy, how are we today?
Good, thanks, mate. Good, thanks. Thanks very much for having me. Pretty excited.
No problem at all. Matty, how are we?
I'm well, mate.
Refreshed.
Refreshed. Just had a brewer's shower.
Oh, beautiful, mate.
Now I'm feeling nice, ready to
Absolutely
go.
nice. Do you use some soap?
I did, but I'm also not wearing undies at the moment.
Whoa, super refreshing.
Hopefully they'll dry out in this breeze.
Yeah,
I'll have to whack them back on before tonight. Oh, maybe not.
100%.
Briefly, yeah, briefly.
So today we are here to talk about our collaboration beer that we have done with the boys from Bloody Brilliant Beers. Dust, do you want to talk about how this kind of you boys got together and
Yeah, for
created
sure.
this little group?
So, yeah, my mate Josh Clutzy,
Yeah.
Josh Clutterbuck can't be here today, unfortunately. He's got the lovely job out digging holes, first year plumbing apprentice. So,
Oh, that'd be
awesome.
nice on a day like today.
Yeah, I think he got his COVID shot yesterday as well, so he's struggling a bit today.
He would,
but,
especially in this heat.
Yeah, for sure. But Josh used to work at a burger place called Miss K's at Mitchelton.
Yep.
And they used to just get like a range of different craft beers through their taps in there. And myself and I'm not too sure about him, but like our friends from school never really were in that sort of scene, never really drank craft beers, had no idea about it. And if you've seen any of our content, you would have seen Josh. He's just like massive, hairy, hilarious. Like he's funny as he's got no shame. Yeah. He used to send us these Snapchats of him reviewing the beers after work, after he'd done the cleanup. He'd like be drinking out of the taps and stuff. And it was, probably shouldn't say too much. I might get him in trouble. But
he doesn't work there
yeah,
anymore,
exactly.
so
He's left,
fine.
so it's all good. But he used to send them through and they were hilarious. And all the boys used to just like lose it over him. And I just remember one day going at like my local BWS and there was the craft range. And I was like, geez, I wish I had a way of like sort of remembering these beers that Clutzy sent through, because I said it on Snapchat, so they disappeared after it was there. And I just messaged him, I was like, mate, we should start like a Facebook group and post videos in there so we can keep track of what's good and what's not. Because I think one of the biggest barriers to sort of getting into it, well, for myself anyway, was almost the price point. Like you could get a carton of gold for $50 or spend, $20 on a 4-pack. And it's like, oh, I don't even know what this is, let alone if I'm going to like it. So that was kind of the whole premise. And we made the group private to begin with. And it was like members could invite their friends. So we invited like 3 or 4 people and then they invited someone. And I remember like a weekend sitting at work and just refreshing my phone. And every time I refreshed it, it would jump up by like 400 or 500 people in the group.
Wow, that's so cool.
And it just like blew up. And it's I think it's roughly sitting at like 7,500 now. But that was probably, we started it like 2 years ago. And pretty quickly, like I think we started in about November. Around Christmas, I was like, we can really this can live outside the group as well. So since then, we've basically just been trying to make content. It all started based around craft beer and doing brewery tours and talking to brewers and stuff. But since then, we've tried like 416 different things. Cool. We currently have a weekly podcast where we pretty much just tell stories about getting on the drink.
Suburbs.
Yeah, suburbs, heaps of random stuff. And we've sort of just tried to like build up a bit of community through it. And yeah, obviously beer's been like a central part of it. And sours especially, like I think that was sort of the eye-opening thing for the group, was a lot of people, even if you don't really drink craft beer, everyone's had a Stone and Wood or a Bolter, like, you've tried a pale ale or something like that. But there was nothing, like I remember my first sour, I'd never had anything like it. And there's people in the group being like, what are these beers? Like they're unbelievable. And I don't even know what they are. So that was sort of like a massive thing for us at the start. And we've done a few different things. We've done merch runs and we did a pale ale collaboration with Brendale a little while ago, which went really well. But we sort of always wanted to do a sour, and everything we've done, starting a podcast, starting vlogs, getting out there doing merch and stuff, we've just been like, let's just do it. Like, who cares? What have we got to lose? Like, we've always talked, like at the start, like, wouldn't it be great if we could do this and this? But we found we've had the best success and we've just had a crack and just put forward. And yeah, I'm not too sure who I was talking to, but someone through the Revel Instagram, we were going back and forth about stuff. The Mango Mac beer just went off in our
Yeah.
group, like just ballistic.
Bit of a cult following that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Everyone kind of loves that bad
Yeah,
boy,
it was insane. So and since then we just like were hooked on your sours and the kettle sour series, and always pop it in the group, and we were just always like, oh geez, it'd be great. Like we want to do a sour. That's sort of why we started, and Revel would be the guys to do it. So one day I just sent a message to him, was like, hey guys, you want to brew a beer together?
Yeah.
And somehow we're here now. So
That's
yeah.
Well, mate, I'm glad you reached out, and I'm glad that you love our sours. The few.
Should we crack one open?
Yeah,
before-
100%, 100%.
Been brewing all day. I've worked
So-
a bit of a thirst.
This is another great design from Verg. Nice strawberries and cream, that
Give a
one.
quick shout out if they're listening. Dom actually reached out to me last night thinking that I designed the can.
You said yes, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I owned up to it later that I didn't, but yeah, at the start they're like, wait, I didn't know you were so good at graphic design. So
There we go. Absolutely
Cheers, boys.
delicious. Thanks, mate. Cheers. Cheers, Matty. So we try and do what it says on the can as people kind of chase our beers, and we've ticked the box in probably, I'd say, the majority of them.
I can confirm that a fair bit of strawberries went into this one.
Yeah. So strawberries and cream. Let's have this.
Yeah, there was a little bit that was left over on Clutzy's arm from when we were in here putting the strawberries in. I was telling someone the story the other day. It sounds pretty easy. It's just like a big goon sack that goes into a little hole, but until you actually hold a 20-kilo goon sack.
So awkward, isn't
Yeah,
it?
pretty awkward, yeah. But we managed to get it in
That
there.
was a third of the quantity of strawberries.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So,
The intro session.
Yeah.
so that was 100 kilos.
Yeah.
We did 5 goon bags. So there was another 200 that went in there as
Far
well.
out.
So. It's come out all right though,
Yeah.
I think.
Plenty of strawberries were harmed in the making of this
Yeah,
beer.
absolutely.
And it's a fantastic colour. So that's the strawberry piece of that one. And Matty, do you want to talk us through this little number?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you said, you've tried a few of our sours. Generally, when we make them, the process in making the base beer is pretty similar. We brew the wort, punch it into the whirlpool at between 35, 40 degrees, pitch our house bacteria culture into it, and then generally overnight it'll sour. With this one, because it's a strawberry and cream, it was slightly different. Still went through the souring process, and then we put in a heap of lactose. So for the vegans out there, we're sorry, it's not very vegan friendly, but
It's to give it the
it is a strawberry and
the
cream.
luscious, the lustrous mouthfeel.
So yeah, made the brew, punch it into the tank, and then towards the end of the fermentation is when you put the fruit in. So it gets down to below about 5 Plato for the brewers out there. Towards the end, because you actually want to ferment out the residual sugar in the fruit, so that you don't end up with fruit in a can that ends up re-fermenting.
Re-fermenting, yes.
So you get all the
Very
flavour
important.
out of it and the colour, obviously, and then ferments out any fructose or whatever the fruit is. They're all different. All fruit is obviously different. They have different sugar contents and that sort of thing, and they all come in different forms. We just made a peach beer that was.
You ended up with pretty much
yeah, I'm still
40
washing it out
kilos
of
of
yeah.
pulp.
So the strawberry, even though it's manhandling a 20-kilo goon bag into the tank, they're a bit easier to handle.
Yeah.
It was a 200-kilo drum of peach. But
Glad I wasn't here for that one.
Oh, it was soul destroying when he cracked the top of it.
Yeah,
he just
man.
looked into his eyes. It was just
we'll
there's
have my
nothing
mate
behind it.
Smokey on the podcast in a couple of weeks. To
Oh,
talk
I
about
actually
that
saw
one.
that Instagram post about that. I'm keen to try that.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering, but anyway, we're talking about this one at the moment. So we poured the strawberries in with the boys, I think, 2 weeks ago. If I recall, I think we were a little bit dusty in the morning. We had a thing the night before.
Yes, we did.
But that's all part of the...
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd launched
Yeah,
the margarita,
margarita
but
launch.
anyway. Come in, put the strawberries in, let that sort of ferment out over the weekend, then you put it on chill, and then it's processed like a normal beer. So, yeah, like as I said, the base beer is generally the same. Then you got to work out how you're going to make it taste like what it says. So, the Mango Mac has the mango, macadamia, and a little bit of coconut.
Yep.
The margarita, as we said, that was lemon, lime, agave. So you sort of almost reverse your engineering. You have the base product and then work out the fruit or whatever else is going to be in it to make it what you're actually saying it is on the can. which is
100%.
important.
Exactly.
So we have, for those that remember, we used to make a beer called Strawberry Wishes that we haven't done for a little while. That was our first sour. So that was similar. It was just strawberries. It didn't have the cream or lactose in it.
Yep.
And this, I guess, is the next sort of iteration of that.
I actually think that was the first beer from you guys that we had.
Yep.
Yeah.
We used to do a thing, beer of the week, and I actually scrolled back today because I was like, I bet you they're going to ask how this sort of came about. And I was like, I better scroll back to the start of the messages, and the first thing was like us posting about the strawberry wishes for beer of the week. So.
I was actually thinking about it when we were looking at doing this podcast. I think now we've done probably 10, 12 different sours. We started off with that one. We did a Pavlova sour, which is making a comeback for Christmas a couple of year ago. The mango, I think, was about the same time we did the first batch. But now we're almost doing one of these a month, or one every 6 weeks. So becoming increasingly popular. They're not always as popular with the brewers, as they can be a lot of hard work.
Yes.
Depending on
I usually get a text message, what are you doing this morning?
Yeah, and then you avoid me. For
Correct, because I know he wanted, as soon as I come in, he's like, oh, can you just go up on the scissor and put like 50 kilos in?
Yeah, 50 kilos is nothing.
400 kilos, probably more like it. So when open-ended question, I go, he's going to stitch me up here for sure. My answer's I'm busy.
Of course.
Until the gozer came out, the margarita, and then I was all yours.
Nice of you to help.
It was pretty cool to see when we came in. Obviously, we added the strawberries on that day, and we had a bit of a taste of it. And it's crazy to see how much the color changed in like the 2 weeks. I think you sent a photo through like 3 or 4 days ago, and I was like, oh my god, it's crazy.
Yeah, beautiful pink color.
Yeah, cool. So also with this beer, we did kind of like I guess we engaged a little bit more with your followers and did like this big pre-sale launch, which I think went pretty good. So we hit the 100 mark.
Yeah.
100 mark for pre-sales. So that's the first thing that we've kind of done as well, and it was great to be able to partner with you on that. And get your community as well as ours involved also. And we're going to be heading back to the brewery for a little launch. So you'll probably see some social media stuff popping up in the next couple of days around that. Pretty low key. We like to keep it kind of under wraps, don't we, Matty?
Of course, mate.
You got your thong ready?
Generally, I like to keep things pretty under wraps.
You washed your thong?
In the shower, that's right.
Perfect.
I'm clean, ready to go.
Perfect. Get out there, experience this beer, enjoy it, and also, if you guys aren't following these guys, jump on and follow them on Instagram, and that they're absolute classics. Some of the stories and banter and beers also that these guys throw around the table at Caxton is pretty entertaining. Well done. Thanks for reaching out for us, and we've just loved doing this with you.
No, thank you guys. I think we sort of said from the start, like we've always wanted to do a sour, and we think that you guys are probably like pick of the bunch for that, so we're pretty stoked to be doing this and to be here today. So thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been awesome.
Fantastic. Matty did most of the work.
Yeah.
I think, it's all the team effort.
all the team. All right, boys, we'll finish this one off, and we'll head down to the crew at Oxford Street and probably sip on a couple extra.
Yeah, might have to.
It's a nice balmy afternoon.
It is.
A couple of
Perfect.
sours. Absolutely.
Absolute perfect for a sour. So,
Bloody God. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.